Good afternoon, guys. My name is Thomas, and my talk is UX for developers. So I'm a pretty bad designer, full disclosure, but I sure as hell can sniff out bad UX. And I was inspired by this picture of a wearable app, and it's just so clean. But the amount of work that went into this must have been amazing. So why am I telling this? Well, I'm a developer. I often work in teams that don't invest in UX. So when I'm building something for the first time, it's pretty much the first prototype. So if I see something that really isn't good for the user, I find it responsible to mention that and maybe fix that issue. So recognizing UX spells can be a valuable asset to any team. If you don't know what to do, don't worry, your journey begins here. I'm going to go over 4 very simple things. The first one is called Overusing Red and Green. So I think everyone here has maybe seen a stock ad before. This is one by Momo. You can see how they put all the bad stuff on the left and the good stuff on the right, and then they highlight the really bad stuff and the really good stuff, right? But what if I told you that about 8% of males and 1% of females, so that's 1 in 10 sort of in this room, are red-green colorblind? Well, they see that app like this. Now, if you didn't see a difference between those 2 pictures, I'm very sorry to break it to you, but you might be colorblind. Sorry. So what are they doing really well? They're using Gestalt Principles. To explain that in one sentence, we as humans have sort of like inbuilt pattern recognition software, and there's a couple of things we can do with it. I'm going to highlight 2. So the first one is by proximity. Things that look the same, well, they're probably doing the same thing, right? So we have good stuff and really bad stuff. The smell is our items that belong together, grouped together, right? So if I would highlight that on our little app here, they put all the bad stuff on the left, all the good stuff on the right. We know what we're doing. You can also do it by similarity. Things that look the same, well, they probably do the same as well, right? So in our example, it's the buy now and sell now stuff. And the smell is if everything stands out, nothing stands out at all. So you should be wary of that. They only use the red and green in those very specific cases that they want to draw your attention. So if you look at that orange that I showed you, you're able to take away some things. Now I would probably use some shapes here to make it even better, like maybe a downwards triangle, an upwards triangle, or some text to indicate what is good and what is bad. They didn't do it here, but ultimately if you know how to use the app, you'll probably be okay. The next thing I want to talk about is a bit controversial, the 3-click rule. It's not really a rule, people debate about it a lot, but I feel like if you use it, you're off for the good start. So you can navigate functionality or find information within 3 clicks. Whenever you design a function, you should try to keep this in mind. And a great example is every shopping basket you ever used, right? Most of them use 1 click, some of them use 2, which is already pretty bad. But the smell is very simple. Is my complex feature built to be navigated within 3 clicks? I just got this shopping basket. I think you've all seen it before, but just to highlight it. And then the last one, but a very important one, is giving instant feedback. I think all of us don't like the feeling of the record being stuck. So when your user does something, there should be a response, always. You need to transmit the feeling that your app is working. So let's say you have a long load. Well, show a spinner, it's not hard. Or is something broken? Be transparent about it. Just tell them that something is broken. Don't try to hide it. The smell is, does my feature respond easily to user interaction, right? And then I have a little example of that to illustrate it. WeTransfer, whenever you upload something, they show the slider and how far they are in that upload process. So if you're doing a 2 gig upload for some reason, at least you know it's working behind the scenes and you know that everything's going great. Thanks for your time.